Welcome back, algebra students, to the last section of Chapter 6, which is Systems of Inequalities. Now, we're going to be using a Khan Academy exercise called Systems of Inequalities Graphs to help us learn this material. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So it gives us two inequalities. One is y is less than negative x minus 2. The second is y is less than x plus 1. And it's asking in multiple choice which of these options fits this system. Now, you'll have to keep in mind that there's just slight differences that we need to account for. But this one seems pretty straightforward because we could take some shortcuts if we wanted to really determine it. But I'm going to go ahead and be thorough on the first one just so you can see how you do this. Okay, so I'm going to be drawing mini graphs just so you can see what each inequality looks like. So the first one, we have y is less than negative x minus 2. So the first thing we see is both of these equations are in slope-intercept form, which is great. Keep in mind it's y equals slope times x plus your y-intercept. So our slope in the first one is negative 1. So let's go ahead and write that. Slope equals negative 1. Our y-intercept then is negative 2. So if we were to graph this, number 1, forgot a very important piece of information. Anytime, I don't like what I drew there. Let's make it squiggly. So anytime you see a less than symbol with no equal sign underneath, boy, still don't like what I did. Okay, anytime you see something that looks like that versus something that looks like this with an equal sign underneath, this one is a dotted line. This one above is a solid line, okay? So we know we're working with a dotted line. So for the first example, which I'm going to use purple, the first inequality, it goes through negative 2, 1, 2. It has a slope of negative 1, down 1 to the right 1, down 1 to the right 1. And it's a dotted line. So it's going to look like this. The last piece of information is which way do we shade? Because it's y is less than, we are going to shade below. Shade down, okay? So it's the first one is going to look like this. The next inequality is y is less than x plus 1. Let's go ahead and use green for this one. We have a slope that's equal to 1. We have a y-intercept that's equal to 1. So up here is 1. Our y-intercept is 1. And now we use our slope up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Okay, it looks something like this. Again, this is a dotted line because it's not equal to. It's not less than or equal to. And it's shaded below because it's y is less than. So we're going to shade below. And I'll use orange. Now we're just going to look for the overlap. So it's going to have different shading in this overlap region, which I will make gold. So in this overlap region, this will be a heavier shade because this is where they share solutions, okay? So now we just need to look for that option. This one has solid lines, that's out. This one has dotted lines, and that's the only one that both have dotted lines. Now, the quick way to do this problem would be to look at these two inequalities and say they're both less than and not less than or equal to. So both the lines need to be dashed. So clearly it's B, and you could have done that a lot easier by using what you know. Hope you found this helpful. Good luck out there.